7 years. 7 years since the last Paranormal Activity movie. Why are we back to this again? Holy mackerel. Paranormal Activity Next to Kin is a sequel to the Paranormal Activity. They came out in 2014. Also, Paranormal Activity Next to Kin is a movie you can watch on Paramount Plus. And before I get in my review, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to guys hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you'll be notified for all the reviews that you will receive. And I want to apologize. I'm battling a sickness, and if my voice hits around like a right pitch, I will cough. So I'm doing the best I can to prevent the cough. In Paranormal Activity Next to Kin, it follows this character named Margot. She's a documentary filmmaker, and she heads to a scheduled Amish community in hopes of learning about her long-lost mother and extended family. Following a string of strange occurrences and discoveries, she comes to realize this community may not be what it seems. And we have this movie, Paranormal Activity Next to Kin. Paranormal Activity Next to Kin basically follows a brand new story that has no any connection with the last movie. Follows this character named Margot, and she's trying to learn more about her mother, her extended family. As we go deeper into the movie, there's some hunting things that happens, and I would say it's there, but it's not really effective in the film. The film is a found footage, and that is basically the format for most of the Paranormal Activity movies. The last movie tried to be a little bit stylistic by switching it, but it didn't really do well. This movie is more like in the found footage type of way, and it follows our character, well, three characters, one holding the camera and the other guy, Chris, Margot, as they traverse deeper into Amish community as they try to live, as they live with one another, interacting with the Amish. You get to see some awkward character interactions. As this film hardly has any pros, I couldn't really think of any on the fly. Found footage film that isn't really a found footage film, because there are some times in this film with switch where I feel like it makes the film a little bit off, where I'm like, okay, is this a found footage film or not a found footage? Is this a regular film or not? Let's make it a regular film. It felt like it was like two films in one when they switched from the found footage into real film, and I felt like the film was like a better movie within itself when it switched to the real film. I feel like having the found footage is the most effective thing with the Paranormal Activity franchise. It brings more of a mystery, eerie effect, and that's more their style. It is just jarring, especially revolves around this character, revolving around Margot. There is some haunting imagery, but it's not the haunting imagery you expect. It's not that demonic. Well, there are a couple of scenes of demonic imagery, but the demonic or demon design, it didn't really look appealing or look too scary. And the film wasn't hardly even scary. There wasn't even a moment where I hardly was even scared. And the film does heavy on the jump scares to get you scared. And you have a whole abundance of scenes of unnecessary jump scares where there's a jump scare and you find out it's just a regular old animal or just your friend. Basically, most of the horror elements relies on the jump scares, and I felt like that was the detriment to the film itself. But I do have to give a little bit of a side clap to the fact that the film has some similarities to Midsummer, because they're in an Amish community and they hardly can use technology, and basically revolves around this cult. The number one thing about that, there is a lots of awkward conversations within characters, and the characters don't get developed, where you don't really care for these characters. Characters pretty much feel disposable, and there's hardly no connection you hardly feel with these characters. Characters aren't compelling. And the pacing of this movie is very slow. It's just slow on certain scenes that it takes time for it to build up, and nothing really doesn't build up into the third act. The film is like an hour and 20 minutes, and I would say like an hour of this movie is like boring, and the last 20 minutes is epic. And like the last 10 minutes of the film was cool stuff. But going through that first hour, it's like walking through fire with a blindfold while riding a horse where we're in a tutu. I'm just like, this doesn't really feel like a actual Paranormal Activity film. It feels something different. Like they try to be different. And it's just felt different off because they tried to switch to the found footage into the live action movie. Just switch it to regular film. Just have it like that. Next, matter of fact, just take away the Paranormal Activity and just call it Next to Kin or something, you know? Paranormal Activity Next to Kin is an unnecessary sequel that I wasted my time, and hopefully this review will help you not waste your time as well. So I'm going to give Paranormal Activity Paranormal Activity Next to Kin bat titties, bat nips. So that's my review of Paranormal Activity Next to Kin. Have you seen Paranormal Activity Next to Kin? Comment below, what are your thoughts? Let's talk about it, and I'll see you guys in my next review. Like everything you see and you agree, click right here, join me and the Batman family. I have more Batman-tastic reviews on the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.